Hi, this is Mark Bunker. We haven't talked in quite some time, and I thought, well, now would be an appropriate time because everybody's contacting me. They're emailing me. They're contacting me on YouTube, and they're tweeting me, and everyone's asking, what the heck is going on with Xenu TV? It's down right now, but it's coming back. Don't worry. Don't panic. I'm not dead in the ditch. You can see that right here. I haven't been paid millions and millions of dollars by Scientology to stop protesting. You can see that from my incredible surroundings. It's just some technical problems, and the guy who's able to fix it will be back next week. So it'll be back and up and running then. I wanted to say hi to Anonymous. You guys are continuing to do a great job out there. I'm watching your videos on the web and looking at all the great stuff that you continue to do. I also want to say hello to a couple of people who aren't anonymous. One of them was a woman who was in my video I put up a month or two ago, the Go Topless Day with Iranians. Anya, who's the woman who spoke about the differences between Scientology and the Iranian movement. She just left the Iranian movement about a week ago, and she did that because of information that was on the internet that she was forwarded and she looked at, critical information, documentation. She found out that Rael wasn't exactly the man who he professed to be, and she made a very vocal statement saying that I am no longer part of the group. So Anya, congratulations to you. And I hope that everything's going well. Also, another OT8 has just left Scientology, and that is Mary Jo Levitt. She has left in a big style. She wrote up a knowledge report and sent it into corporate Scientology about all the outpoints that she saw. Every squirreling of the tech that David Miscavige has done. Yes, Slappy, I'm talking about you. You, Slappy, are bringing down corporate Scientology around you. And how wonderful that must make you feel. Mary Jo very publicly stated all the outpoints that Scientologists would recognize. So hopefully more of them will be reading this information on the websites. I saw a link to it on Marty Rathbun's blog, and all the documentation is out there for you to see. And Marty is doing a real interesting job of gathering up all the public Scientologists who have left, who are continuing to believe in Hubbard. And as I've said for many times, you can believe in Hubbard. I don't care. You can follow the tech. You can audit yourself. As long as you're not, causing disconnection, forced abortions, making people sign a billion-year contract, making them pay off a freeloader debt, all of these abuses of corporate Scientology, I have no problem with you. I mean, I don't agree with you. I don't believe that Hubbard is everything that he said he was, but if you do, okay. I'm really worried about the abuses. So Marty's been out there and alerting people in different parts of the country and all over the world where people could go to continue getting services and continue to audit. And I think that's terrific. I have no problem with that. It makes me think what a different world this would be for Scientology right now if the internet had existed back in the 80s when David Miscavige came down with a heavy fist on the mission holders and went in there and took their public from them, took their money from them, and in many cases took away their missions from these people. They fought back. They tried a massive lawsuit. Ultimately, they weren't successful. But things may have been different if they'd had the internet to turn to communicate, to get out the information that was important to get out. Back then, they had to make audio tapes, and pass those audio tapes underground from Scientologist to Scientologist. Now Mary Jo Levitt can just hop on the net, post her knowledge report, and talk freely to anyone, anywhere on the planet, as long as they're willing to look. So for those of you who are looking, congratulations. And Slappy, you ought to be looking around carefully, because there's a world of hurt coming your way from all these Scientologists who are upset with the way you've squirreled the tech. And I'm not sure how long you can keep this facade of a thriving and growing Scientology going, because it's clear that you're not, you're fighting a losing battle. The internet is your Waterloo. So Slappy, I wanted to point out a couple of things. I mentioned Marty Rathbun. I saw his SP Declare the other day on alt religion Scientology as well. So congratulations, Marty. Now, it reminded me of all those great articles in the St. Pete Times, the Truth Rundown. There was so much fascinating so much fascinating information in the interviews with all these former members, in that first article and the follow-up article that they did. And there was something in it that caught my eye, and I wanted to mention it because in those articles, they talked very clearly about how the fact that every confessional, every auditing room is wired. There's cameras in there, and David Miscavige has a room where he can go to and push a button and listen in on any auditing room. This strikes me as illegal, because in Florida, I know it's I forget the exact term for it, but it's a two-person record state. You can't have the permission of just one person and make a hidden tape recording of a person. That's against the law. And David Miscavige may be breaking the law on a massive scale. I don't know how many parishioners know that as they're sitting down to audit, that anyone, well, David Miscavige or anyone that he approves, is able to listen in at will, anytime. That's got to be illegal. In the second article about, in the second article in the St. Pete Times, there was an anecdote about one wife saying goodbye to her husband who was leaving. And they met in a room at Gold. And she embraced him and whispered to him, "The room is bugged. They're listening to everything that we say." That's against the law. And possibly, if you can get somebody to look into it and do something about it, this might be the crime that could bring David Miscavige down. It could land him in jail, just the way Al Capone was locked up because of tax evasion. This surreptitious taping of people at their, especially in their, sharing their innermost secrets, it's got to be wrong. So if you'd care to, go over here and click some of the links to different law enforcement agencies and bring this up to them, that perhaps they should look into this, then maybe something will happen. People are confessing while David Miscavige is committing a crime on a massive scale. Anyway, that's all I had to say for now. I'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Next week, I'll be able to say, I'll see you at Xenu TV, but for now, I'll see you here on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else. So, bye.